Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my Unreal Tournament level that I made. This thing took me about 2 weeks to make. Again, not full time, but it was an assignment we had. We had 2 weeks to make it, and this is the results. So, I'm not too familiar with Capture the Flag as a game mode. I mean, I have played it before and I have played a lot of online maps, but specifically Capture the Flag is really not something I'm very used to. So I had a pretty hard time coming up with a concept from the beginning, or like sketch out a level, because it's, I didn't really know how they usually look. But I was told they're usually symmetrical, so that's what I did. This map is like exactly symmetrical, pretty much. So, yeah, same on the both sides. So I'll quickly just show you an overview of the map. You have a red spawn here, a red flag over here. You have we can say like an upper floor, and you have a lower floor. And then some other smaller paths I'll show later. But that's pretty much, the overview of the level. But let's actually jump inside and get some better lighting. So this is how it looks in the final version with, the light bakes and everything. So blue base over here, and let's see. The things I want to talk about is. Well, first I didn't, plan very much. Since I had a hard time, knowing how to start. So instead I just started building, pretty much. Me and some other guys in class had, played official Unreal Tournament maps ahead of time before I started building this. And the thing I noticed when I played those maps was that I really enjoyed the more fast pace, high tempo. Smaller maps, a lot of chaos. You get into the gameplay, immediately. There's no running super far, So I instantly knew I wanted to make a smaller map with, a lot of action, a lot of chaos. So yeah, started building, went from there, and then when I felt I had like a good, half of the map, I simply copied it. Rotated it, and that there I had, my symmetrical map, and then I just filled in the blanks in the middle, pretty much. Another thing I wanted to avoid was using the translocator, and I have to hop into the game to show this. So this is a translocator. It's something that you have to have in your Capture the Flag maps in Unreal Tournament. You can't disable this, as far as I know. And what it does is you can shoot an object and then you can teleport to it. And this breaks a lot of level design that you might try to achieve, because players can just teleport to a large variety of places, which you may not want to or plan to. So I had to design around this tool, and I really don't like this tool, so I just pretty much try to design my level, that the player would never use it, pretty much. Now you can still use it in this level. There's probably a few places that are advantageous for using it, but very few compared to other levels. So that's another thing I had to avoid when designing this level. And the final thing was trying to eliminate corners, because nobody likes camping, especially in a game like this. So all over the place you're gonna see this thing, just a 45 angle block, pretty much, just destroying the corner that was here and adding instead another platform you can translocate up to if you want to, and walk into the base. Eliminated the corner here, eliminated the corner here, here and here as well. Corner over there, just went through the entire map, placed some pillars as well to maybe take away some of the corners, or at least make the space more interesting. Yeah, so that was pretty much the core, design principles I worked around when making this map. And as I said, like a pretty small map, so you can get to the other side pretty fast. The only other thing I haven't shown yet would be probably these paths under here, which I added last, and they are a way of getting into the enemy base, or I guess back to your own base, without being as easily, spotted or maybe killed by somebody who is defending the flag. Because if you're defending your own flag, you're probably standing close to your spawn, where you have your weapons, where you have cover. And if you're standing here, it's gonna be harder to spot an enemy jumping up here. So that's why I added these paths as well. That's pretty much it when it comes to the design of the level. I don't think I have that much more to add. Let's jump out here and we can put on some gizmos. Small details I added, blue lighting here, and of course some blue colors and decorations to further, just make it easy for the player to know when it's such a high-paced, chaotic game that okay, I'm in red base, I'm in blue base, so they know. And also put these sort of, directional arrows, so you never really have any doubts, where you're going, which is pretty important. Otherwise, I guess I did add a bit more HP on my level than I usually see on other levels, at least the official levels. So I placed like a lot of these 25 health orbs in a lot of locations, up here, down here, under these. I have them like 3 over here, 3 over here. I have inside here, so I have a lot of HP placed in the level because it's very high paced. If you get down to like 20-30 HP, it's pretty hard to get your HP back up again. So I decided to place out a few more of these to make it a bit easier to survive if you end up in combat on your way to the enemy base. But a thing I had to change after some playtesting was, before I had an HP orb here, and an armor pack right here in spawn behind the cover. And what happened was that if the teams have each other's flags, they're gonna camp with that flag in base, and you're just gonna wait and hope that their teammates are gonna kill the other flag carrier and get their flag back so they can score. So that's usually what happens. Like both teams are just camping, and wishing the other player's gonna die. So what happened was you were camping with the flag up here, and then you could just, shoot a guy who tried to kill you. You could pick up HP and armor, and you were like super hard to kill up here. You could always just stay safe being up here. And I didn't like that. So I changed that. So I removed the armor from here and the HP, and I put it here and here instead. So it's, if let's say you're behind here with your flag and you're camping and you're waiting, if you get down to like 30-40 HP, it's still a risk, running out here and getting this and this HP, and I guess maybe this one as well. It's still a risk because the map is so small, so you're gonna see enemies if you do that. I do have some health vials over here, which restore 5 HP each, but they're also a little bit of a risk to take. You still have to jump down, and then you have to run all the way back up again if you don't want to do that. So I think I managed to solve that issue at least with the camping and spawn. I also had a lot more armor before. This is all the armor I have right now in the level. These give 25, I believe, and this one gives 50. Because the map is so short and so small, having I don't know, maybe 100 armor, or somewhere around that ballpark, you can easily just take the flag and run back to your base without people being able to kill you because you're just so tanky. And I didn't want that, but I still have some armor, so you can, benefit sometimes. And it makes, in case, one team maybe, or maybe if both teams, aren't able to score, the armor can, offset that. So there's a bigger chance that at least somebody scores and, you know, get some excitement in the game. What I haven't talked about yet, I guess, could be the weapons, which is maybe not that interesting unless you have played the game, but we have a minigun here, we have a shotgun here, I think it's called a flak cannon or something, and we have a rocket launcher over here. So, as I said, I don't really like, you know, the bigger maps, that's why I made it smaller, and don't like the snipers and stuff, and they didn't even work on this map anyway. So, we have a minigun, and we have a shotgun, and we have a rocket launcher. And those are like all very good and very strong close corner weapons. I noticed before as well with some playtesting that nobody really used these side stairs for some reason. Like, people, I guess, don't really need to go up and down floors that much. So these were kind of useless. But then I placed these rocket launchers here instead, and now a lot more people use them when running because you know, they run out of ammo on their main weapon. There was another thing I changed. Before I had like unlimited ammo on these things in spawn, which meant that you didn't have any reason, no incentive to pick up the rocket launcher because you always had full ammo. And yeah, these weapons are good enough on their own. So I removed that. These have like a 5-second cooldown timer now, so I mean they're always ready if you respawn, but you don't want to sit here and wait 5 minutes just to get, you know, more ammo. So that was another change we had to make. Other than that, I'm not sure if there's that much more to bring up. The spawn points are over here, as you can see, which means that, I mean, your flag is right here, and you spawn here. So if you die defending your flag over here, you're gonna respawn in like 1-2 seconds over here, seeing the guy who killed you take your flag. So, but that's fine. I mean, it's we have done a lot of playtesting, and it's you can easily score a lot of points. And also, like, you know, getting into combat immediately. You're not having to like run and find some weapons and having to run a long time to find maybe the flag carrier or get to the other base. So having the spawn point this close to the flag actually isn't a problem, turns out, which is nice. But yeah, I think that is it. You probably can't test. I can upload this map, but it's not available through official means. But yeah, that's it.